It's Odds with Todd Fuhrman, our sports betting analyst. It's brought to you by FanDuel. Todd joins us from his estate in Las Vegas, Nevada, formerly owned by Bugsy Siegel himself. Todd, we're about 6 weeks away from the start of the National Hockey League postseason. I want to have a little fun with you here. I want to talk about teams you think might miss or make the playoffs. We're going to start in the Eastern Conference. I want you to give me a team currently in a playoff position that you think will actually miss the playoffs in the end. And then I want you to give me a team currently out of a playoff position that you think will push for a postseason berth.
Jay, before we get into that, I do want to correct the record. I bought the place formerly owned by Siegfried and Roy. My wife and I just haven't figured out what to do with the tiger habitat just yet. So I'll take suggestions from you and all of the loyal TSN viewers if they have some creative ideas. Now, back to the task at hand in terms of a team in the playoffs currently that could potentially miss. And as always, these are driven by the prices currently available at FanDuel. This won't make me popular in my own household, but I think the Pittsburgh Penguins, despite strong odds suggesting they're going to break a short playoff drought, are in a little bit of harm's way. You look at their upcoming schedule, 3 home games that I think they need at least 4 out of 6 points, and then a 5-game road trip that could define their season with no Sidney Crosby in the mix. They'll be an underdog in all 5 of those games. This next 8-game stretch is going to go a long way determining if the Penguins are fully entrenched or they're fighting for their playoff lives without number 87. 2 teams poised to take that next step, though, and really spoil the party. One we broke down in depth last week, the Ottawa Senators, who in my opinion let a glorious point slip through their fingers in northern Alberta against the Oilers earlier this week. And the Columbus Blue Jackets, who've been reinvigorated with a coaching change. The fact that the Jackets were able to pick up a full complement of 4 points against the Rangers and Predators without Zach Werenski on the back end. I think those 2 teams offer upside and opportunity, and the Penguins could be a team poised for a meteoric fall.
Okay, let's head to the Western Conference now. Todd, same question. A team that's in the postseason as we speak right now that you think might fall out of position, and a team that's not in position that you think will make it to the postseason at the end.
This is a little bit of low-hanging fruit because this is a team that has really exceeded expectations when you look at a lot of their underlying metrics, and that, of course, would be the Seattle Kraken, who feel like a roster comprised of guys that are glorified middle 6 players. I'm interested to see if they can add a little bit of scoring punch at the deadline and go all in. Wild to see the rumors and speculation that they were willing to offer more than $14 million a year potentially to Artemi Panarin with a little bit of term there. But this is a team that I think finds themselves on the outside looking in unless Joey Daccord and Philip Grubauer continue to exceed what we've seen so far this season. And a team on the outside looking in that I think is the plucky underdog story would, of course, be those San Jose Sharks. We know about Macklin Celebrini. We've seen some of the secondary scoring depth on full display in one of the more entertaining games against the Canadiens earlier this week in a 7-5 victory. But if Michael Misa continues to provide a little bit of depth further down the lineup, they can get some goaltending. I like the upside for this Sharks team because I think the Kings are a team that have found themselves playing to their level, and that level right now, Jay, just isn't very good.
Speaking of not very good, and this pains me to say this, Todd, but your Las Vegas Golden Knights have not been very good as of late leading into Wednesday's action against the Detroit Red Wings. Now, I say that, and I should include the caveat that a lot of the issue has been goaltending for this team, as you know, and now there are reports linking the Golden Knights to Jordan Binnington. They're still the favorite to win the Pacific over Edmonton and Anaheim. So how do you see this all playing out? And do you believe that Kelly McCrimmon might actually take a swing at the Canadian starting goaltender at the Winter Olympics?
I always feel, Jay, when those rumors get out there that Kelly McCrimmon is going to go right when the entire world thinks he's going to go left. And why I think that's fascinating, because if it's not Jordan Binnington to solidify the crease, given the fact that Aiden Hill and Akira Schmid have struggled for stretches this year, what better way than trying to bring in a 2-time defending Stanley Cup champion on an expiring deal, one of your favorite players in the game, a little Sergei Bobrovsky action, to kind of bring in an aging veteran to help hold down the crease. But there's no doubt Vegas needs to try and figure out who their netminder is going to be going forward. It looks like a group that's very tired coming out of that Olympic break. I know they had a number of prominent Americans, Canadians, and other contributors at the Olympic Games, but I think they'll start to get their legs under them. And the good thing for the Knights, Jay, is the Pacific feels like a glorified pillow fight right now. Edmonton has to score 5 goals on a nightly nightly basis, and they're picking over the Chicago Blackhawks like the Blackhawks are their farm system. Meanwhile, the Anaheim Ducks, we know, are an exciting watch and probably a couple of years away. So Vegas, a rightful favorite in the Pacific, but I'm not betting your fancy 401k and retirement plan on this team finishing as the top dog in the division.
Well, the good news is they did get the victory on Wednesday night. So maybe, Todd, this is the beginning of good things for your Las Vegas Golden Knights. And when we chat next week, the trade deadline will be over, and we'll see if you've changed your mind about every single thing that we have talked about. Todd Fuhrman, you're the best. Thanks, buddy. We'll chat with you next week.